Yes, my dear students, how are you? Hope you are all fine. Today we'll start our lesson number 6. The Machine Stops. The Machine is a science fiction short story written in 1909. It is set in a terrible world where people live underground and depend on machine to provide their needs. The writer has a vast vision, as we know that the 20th century is a century of revolution. It changed the entire world totally. All the values of the human being have also been changed. The writer just imagined what would the world be after a particular period of time, how it would be progressed, what would be the effect of that progress. We can see now that the people are totally involved and dependent on internet and machines. The world had progressed a lot. All the machines have taken place, the human beings activities, they all busy with their internet and mobile, that even they don't have time to spend with their loved ones, and their loved ones miss their company. They want to talk to them, but the people who are busy with internet, they don't have any type of time to give them. Everyone is alone but circled with many internet activities. People don't feel any need to go out, as their all needs are fulfilled at their homes. All that progress had bad effects also. The atmosphere has become too worse to live in, so the people are forced to stay underground, or we can say that they are forced to stay at their homes. And there are no physical activities also, so mostly the people have become fat and shapeless as they spend all the day sitting in front of their devices. So let's start the story and see what the story is telling to us. Imagine, if you can, a small room, hexagonal in shape, like the cell of a bee. It is lighted neither by window nor by lamp, yet it is filled with a soft radiance. Its main light. There are no opening for ventilation, yet the air is fresh. There are no musical instrument, and yet it at this moment this room is throbbing. Its mean vibrating with melodious sound. An armchair is in the center, by its side a reading desk. That is all the furniture, and in the armchair there sits a swaddled lump of flesh. It's mean that there is sitting a woman in the armchair, but her body is shapeless, just because she is always sitting in her room, no physical activity. And this paragraph also tell us about the progress of the world, that there is no window but there is fresh air. As we know that nowadays, because of ACs, our rooms are always fresh, having fresh air, and there is also the temperature according to our body, and there is lights also in our room. And there is sitting a woman about 5 feet high, with a face as white as a fungus. It means she is too white, as there is no exposure towards the sun, so always sitting in the room. Her complexion has also been changed. It is to her that the little room belongs. It means that she is the owner of that room. An electric bell rang at the moment when she was sitting in her chair. The woman touched a switch and the music was silent. So you can see that everything is working with machine, and there is no physical activity. I suppose I must see who it is, she thought, and set her chair in motion. Even she don't walk to move in her room, her chair was moving because of the machines. The chair, like the music, was worked by machinery, and it rolled her to the other side of the room, where there A bell still rang importunately, its mean troublesomely or without any stop. The bell was continuously ringing. Who is it? She called. Her voice was irritable, for she had been interrupted often since the music began. So, why her voice was irritable? Why she was in anger? Because her activities were disturbed because of that bell. She knew several thousand people in certain direction. Human communication had advanced enormously. It's mean that she is alone in her room, but she is encircled by the thousand of the people with whom she has to talk, with whom she has to discuss many things, and she doesn't have any time that somebody can interrupt her, can disturb her. But when she listened into the receiver, her white face wrinkled into smile. It's mean that after listening the phone, her face changed the expression. Now there is a smile on her face. She said, "Very well, let us talk. I will isolate myself." It's mean that I will disconnect my all internet activities and I can talk to you, and we can see that who is on the other side. I do not expect anything important will happen for the next 5 minutes, but she is warning that she has only 5 minutes. There are no important activities and she will be free for only 5 minutes for the other person who wants to talk to her. But I can give you full 5 minutes, Kuno. So this is Kuno. Who is Kuno? Kuno is actually the son of that lady, and he want to talk to her. Then and what she is saying that then I must deliver my lecture on music during the Australian period. So she is warning to her that he has only 5 minutes. She can give only 5 minutes to that boy, and then she will be busy in her other session or in her other meeting. So look on the next page. She touched the isolation knob. Now she is isolated. It's mean now she is disconnected with all other people of the world so that no one else could speak to her. Then she touched the lightning switches and the little room was plunged into darkness. She also closed all the lights so she could relax at that moment and talk to her son. "Be quick," she called, her irritation returning. "Be quick, Kuno. Here I am in the dark wasting my time." She is just want her son to be quick to talk to her within 5 minutes, and when he is taking a little bit time, she again become irritated as she feel that her time is wasting and she want to again reconnect with the world where she was first. But it was fully 15 seconds before the round plate that she held in her hands began to glow. It's just like our mobile, as there were no mobiles in those days, so just the writer is imagining that it's a round plate. But we can see that now these are mobiles that are in our hands and we can talk to anyone through that mobiles. A faint blue light shot across it, darkening to purple, and presently she could see the image of her son. It means that there appeared the face of her son on the mobile. He was on call, who lived on the other side of the earth, and he could see her. So it shows the much progress that we have made now, that even the people living on the other side of the world, they can talk to each other, they can see each other on mobile. "Kuno, how slow you are." She is again irritated by the slow movement of the boy. She wants him to be quick in what he wants to say to her mother within few minutes. He smiled gravely. It's mean that the boy is not happy. He is grave. What he want, we can see here. "I really believe you enjoy dawdling." It's mean to spend the time idly. She is blaming her son to that he is in the habit of spending his time idly or wasting his time. "I had called you before, mother, but you were always busy or isolated. I have something particular to say." This boy wants to talk to her mother, but her mother is not agree to give him more than 5 minutes. So the boy is sad. He's missing the company of his mother. We can see here next in the lesson. What is it, dearest boy? Be quick. Why could you not send it by pneumatic post? It's mean that why didn't you message me? Why didn't you send me a voice note? In this way you can talk to me. Because I prefer saying such a thing. Well, I want you to come and see me. So what the boy expressed at that moment, he wants to see his mother, he want to meet his mother. So innocent desire of the boy, so natural desire of the boy. Because human being cannot live in such isolation, the people need each other for their satisfaction, for their happiness. Machine cannot replace the human being. Vashti washed his face in the blue plate. Vashti is the name of that lady that is talking to her son, and she saw the face of her child in the mobile phone or in the machine that she had in her hand. But I can see you, she exclaimed. What more do you want? So when the boy expressed his desire to see his mother, to talk to her, and what is the response of that lady? She said that you can see me here through that screen and you can hear me. So what extra do you want from me? I want to see you not through the machine, said Kuno. I want to speak to you not through the wearisome machine. So the boy expressed his feeling that he does not want to see and talk to her mother through the machine. He wants to see her in front of him. Oh, hush, said his mother, vaguely shocked. You must not say anything against the machine. So when the boy said something against the machine, the mother became irritated. She is quite impressed by the machine. She don't want to talk a single word against that machine. So the boy said, why not? The mother replied, one must not. It's mean that one must not say something against the machine. So what the boy said, you talk as if a god had made the machine, cried Kuno. I believe that you pray to it when you are unhappy. So the boy is saying that, is that made by God? I think that you always pray that machine when you feel any need. You don't pray to God, you pray to that machine. Men made it. I don't forget that. Do not forget that. He is reminding his mother that that is a machine and that is made by man. So you should not involve so much in machine that you cannot even listen a single word against that machine. Great men, but men. He said that man is great who made this one, but he is actually a man. He is not a god. So you cannot say that. Nobody can say a single word against that machine. The machine is much, but it is not everything. So he is giving his arguments against that machine, that no doubt it's our need, but we should not totally depend on that machine. I see something like you in this plate, but I don't see you. I hear something like you through this telephone, but I don't hear you. That is why I want you to come pay me a visit so that we can meet face to face and talk about the hopes that are in my mind. So the boy is expressing his deep desire to see his mother physically in front of him. He wants to talk to her not through the phone but directly, and he wants to share his feelings, his desires with his mother. He loves his mother and he wants to share all his feelings with his mother. But what's the reply of the mother? She is quite involved in machine. She is quite impressed by a machine. She can't leave the machine for even more than 5 minutes. So what she replied that she could scarcely spare the time for a visit. It's mean that she doesn't have any time to pay a visit. The airship barely takes 2 days to fly between me and you. She says that it will take 2 days when I reach to you, so I cannot waste such a long period of time. I dislike airships. So what will happen next we will see in the second part of the story. We will do it tomorrow inshallah. So for today it's enough. And you can just imagine the situation of such people who are so occupied by machine, and most of the people are just like that woman. They are involved too much in machine, and they don't spend the time, they don't like to spend the time with the people who are their loved ones. They don't want to spend the time with their parents or with their children or with their grandparents. Everyone is alone but encircled with a lot of activities, but no one has a single very near or dear for him. So tomorrow we will complete the